however much you want it, so that stupidity made me lose a couple tries in. Right now, we're still in the parts that are introducing new enemies, so we get to see the ghoul ones I just talked about, but as well as these drones that are a bit of a bitch to shoot and to go against later on. Eventually, we finish that and get our boots on the ground, but the situation doesn't really change. In fact, it gets worse since the rest of the level is going through infested buildings with ghouls and these small-ass spiders crawling around everywhere. But as much as this game does punish us with these levels, they give back, since we get another gun, but this one's also pretty fucking sweet. It's basically a Tesla gun that'll auto-connect to any enemy surrounding you, given that you aim in their direction. Only thing, of course, like every other gun, it runs out of ammo really fast. Either way, all I need it for is to get me through the level, which it basically did. I mean, it got me through the super fast pace parts where I was getting bombarded by enemies the entire time. After getting through these areas, we can pick up a sniper rifle, which is another new weapon we'll need for certain parts of this game. As for how the rest of this level went, it was probably the most painful experience I had during the first stream of this game. It wasn't because of the level itself. I mean, it was hard and had a shit ton of enemies, and even introduced a new giant one that had the same Tesla-like gun as I just think it took as long as it did because of the breaks I had to give myself. They usually lasted for like 20 to 30 minutes, especially if I was talking to my chat during that time. I also don't really like survive type missions, especially when it's overloading my screen and making me question my sanity, but fortunately, I somehow got through even with the two of those Tesla dudes coming at me. Talking about big dudes, another gorilla was in my foreseeable future waiting for me, and my plump ass for the taking. In this tight area, I had to fight not only this big dude, but like 10 enemies all shooting at me while I'm getting thrown around like dirty laundry. The worst part was when I actually kill the gorilla, they would spawn even more of these guys, and I would just end up dying after. Getting through that, we can put a little bit more insights on the little bot guys I was telling you about that become a real pain in the ass to go against. These little dudes actually make enemies they cling onto unkillable unless you destroy the bot itself or the shield runs out after 30 seconds. They're your classic, let's make the enemies worse than they really need to be trope, but I kinda just had to deal with it. The next few parts are just super filled places with all the enemies you can imagine, packed up and shooting at me while I have to run with a stupid battery. Running with a battery wasn't even the hardest part either. It was actually doing the opposite where your ally has to carry it and you have to clear out the enemies. Luckily, I was able to show off my cool sniper skills and even landed a cool shot. Well, at least in my eyes, it was cool. At the very end, all that effort for this battery was thrown to the side for a very large boss battle that throws up acid everywhere and spawns baby ones to crawl all over you. People with arachnophobia would go crazy right now, but thankfully, the objective itself wasn't a puzzle to solve or anything like that. I just had to keep shooting at its red sacks and move a bunch. The whole time during this fight too, I would be sent from like full health to half almost instantly with the acid.